Apple took away the 3.5 millimeter audio jack on the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. They gave us in the box the Lightning version of the Earpods. Also included a dongle that allowed you to throw your third-party 3.5 millimeter headphones right into here and connect it to the iPhone. The problem is without a audio jack, you can't charge your phone and listen to wired headphones at the same time. Apple wants us to go wireless. They introduced their version of wireless earphones called the Airpods. There's some great technology in there, but they took away the ability to actually use hard controls to skip your music and raise your volume. You have to tap on your ear and use Siri. We all know Siri takes forever. It pauses the music, goes through that little ding ding, and then you got to talk it out, and then a lot of times you don't get it right. And it's hard to do when you're running up a hill trying to get your exercise and you don't have to think about talking to a smart assistant. So despite all the problems that you may have with your Earpods and the up and coming Airpods, I got a bunch of products that are going to help to make it much more convenient, safer, comfortable, and easy to use. So stay tuned. Okay, now of course I have a massive amount of products here, and I wouldn't be able to do a full detailed review of each of these products because of the time constraints. But basically this part of the video is just going to explain to you that there are things out there to make your experience with your iPhone 7 and 7 Plus in regards to audio and things like that a lot better. So before you go out and go shopping, I'm going to give you some of these pointers, and you may find it useful when you're out there shopping. So first things first, you can go your own way and go third party. You go get yourself a pair of wireless headset. They have music controls on them. They fit inside your ear, or they rest on the outside of your ear. They work with bone conductivity. I don't like headsets like this because when they're inside your ear, you drown out the noise of the outside world, and you can't hear cars coming when you're in the street running or whatever. Also, the other thing is you can hear yourself chewing when it's in your ear like that, unless you have some sort of noise cancellation. But that's things to consider when you're buying a third-party separate thing. But let's continue on. This is a nice little product here. This allows you to plug into your cigarette adapter in your car and charge two devices, and at the same time charge the headpiece that's in here. You pop this out. It's a mono Bluetooth. You hook it to your phone and you can answer and make calls. You can hear your calls better, and it's not against the law because by law you're not supposed to cover up both ears. You're supposed to do one ear at a time. But I'll do a separate review of that, and we'll worry about that now. If you were to stay with Apple's Earpods, or even your own 3.5 millimeter wired headset, you might want to consider all these other products. Now, first, let me tell you about the Earpod. The Earpod, the reason why it hurts is because it's hard as a rock. There's some sharp edges on the inside, and the reason they fall out of your ear is for two reasons. They're shiny and slippery. When you start to sweat, they slip out of your ears. The other thing is the wire. Believe it or not, the wire actually pulls them out of your ear. Tim Cook said once they snipped the wire, they found that the Earpod does not fall out, or I should say the Airpod doesn't fall out. And it's true, because I tested it out. I cut a wire off an old pair, and they stayed in my ears a lot better. Now, we have a 3.5 millimeter jack here, and we can use any one of these products here. Now, this is an older product. This is a 2.0 version. What it is a transmitter and receiver, if you like. You can hook your 3.5 to the hole here, and you can pair it with your phone, and you'll be able to send signal wirelessly. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a mic built in, so you wouldn't be able to use the microphone version, and you also won't be able to use your controls. So this is old-fashioned 2.0, something that you probably shouldn't buy, but if you wanted something cheap, maybe you find them for real cheap, you can try something like that. Now, some newer, we have this jumble here, and this is a clip that clips onto your shirt. It's got a microphone built in, and you can have some music controls as long as you're plugging in the 3.5 millimeter into the side here. You can use your wired headset as wireless. Same thing with the Griffin. Griffin makes this product here. It's exactly the same as this. The only difference is it's 4.1 technology Bluetooth, and this is 4.0. We also have the Golzer, and Golzer, this product is brand spanking new. It's USB 4.1, and it's got controls too, where you can control your skipping of your songs. It's also got NFC. So if you're an Android user, I would gear more towards this because you can also connect with near field communication. But if you have the iPhone 7, this is the way to go with the Griffin, or even the Jumble. That's okay. You hook your wire in, and this is what I use mostly because it's nice. You hook in your wire here, you Bluetooth connect it. iOS 10 connects to Bluetooth really good. The management is nice. It's got a UI that you could slide up and change your different sources that you output to, and I like that. Now, if you have the Airpods and they're wireless, you know that you have to tap on the side and talk to Siri to skip songs and things like that. Well, there's two products here from Sateki that I've done reviews in the past, and this one is the more comprehensive one, where it has a home button and a Siri summoner. So you can click and hold that and it will summon Siri. But it's also got raise and lower the volume, skip songs back and forth, and pause and play, as well as if you have your photo app open, you can shutter the shutter and take a picture from the distance. This is both Bluetooth 4.0. This is the Bluetooth button. That's a second generation of this. It's actually, they separated into three different buttons: a Siri button, a media button, and a shutter button, so that you can click. This runs on a battery. It's not rechargeable, but the battery lasts a long time. It's got auto shut off and everything. This one also runs on a battery. You pair it up with your phone, and it's really nice. You can even pause your music, and you can even summon your keyboard to pop up. So this is something to consider, because think about it. If you're wearing the AirPods in your ears and you want to skip songs, you can basically tether this to your running vest or a fanny pack or your shirt even. And it's same thing with this, and this one's a little bit big, but this is small enough and lightweight enough so that you can control your music and not have to pause your songs to talk to Siri and skip and all that other garbage. All right. Now we have the Airpod straps, and we're going to be demoing this and do videos once I get the AirPods in hand. I'm going to order those because the technology is pretty amazing with the W1 chip. And then the last thing before I explain what Bluetooth versions are is you have these ear skins, and this is called ear skin, and you put this onto the head of your earpods, and when you put them in your ear, they soften it up, they grip it up so it's a little bit more grip. And some of them even have hooks that hook into the folds of your ears. And I'm going to be using this one because it's the thinnest one that I found. And this may even work with the AirPods. We're going to test that out once I get them in hand, and see if they fit back in the case once they have these on it. They slip on very fast and easy, and it will cause it to stay in your ear better. And that might be really good because you don't want to lose the $150 earpods. And by the way, Apple said that they would actually sell you a separate earpod, a left or a right, if you ever lose them. So they know that it's an issue, and Apple makes its products, and usually the second generation is always the best product. Second generation may have controls. Now, don't be surprised if when the AirPods come out, that the technology stacked inside there is actually going to make it so that you'll have an app that you can configure things on the AirPods. And then don't be surprised that there are some music controls that you can use. Maybe a head tilt with the accelerometer or some kind of voice command. Maybe that will work. Now, the reason why you have to pause Siri pauses your music when you talk to Siri is because with the current technology of Bluetooth 4.0 and 4.1 and even 4.2, the information is only one way. You can't have two things going on at the same time. You can't have streaming audio and Siri talking and you talking and everybody else doing its thing. It's got to be one at a time, back and forth. So that's going to change with 5.0. Now, the difference between 4.0 and 5.0 is there are some software changes, okay? So 4.0 and 4.1 and 4.2, it's all the same hardware. The only difference is it's the software update. Now, what 4.1 brings you over 4.0 is that it gives you a better connection. Let me explain. It gives you So let me explain what Bluetooth 4.0 and 4.1 have in difference. The difference is that the software update to the 4.0, that's 4.1, it gives you a better coexistence with your other other signals out there. So in other words, your phones today are LTE. And when Bluetooth signal and the LTE are in the same room, sometimes they interfere with each other and they degrade the quality and the efficiency of it. Okay, with 4.1, they made a lot of fixes to that. Now the second thing is smart connectivity. So vendors can actually write software that allows the changes of when the Bluetooth pings or when it receives and how often and all that other stuff. So it makes it more efficient that way. And this is more towards the Bluetooth LE because there's two technologies in 4.1. It's the low energy profile and also the connectivity one. That's the regular Bluetooth connectivity. The LE in 4.1 has changed. So that smart connectivity is something new with 4.1. And it also improves data transfer so that you get better transfers of speed and things like that. Now, Bluetooth 5.0 is going to be incredibly big, gigantic update improvement. It's going to be hardware improvement as well as software. It's going to bring speeds that are like 800 times faster. The efficiency of the Bluetooth is going to be incredible, although 4.1 has greatly improved its efficiency for battery. But 5.0 is going to be super amazing. It's going to be able to transfer more data over to different devices. It's almost going to be a combination of Wi-Fi, NFC, and Bluetooth all mixed together. Well, speeds, it's going to be virtual. It's the thing, it's the thing that everybody's going to be using. It's going to be for security. It's going to be for range, for distance, everything. It's going to be super incredible, and I look forward to it. So these are pretty much the products. One last thing I want to show you is if you're using some of these products and the cable is just still too long, you pretty much can wrap up your cable in a dental floss holder like this. I've seen people do it with Mentos cases. But you pretty much wind up your coil there. You close it, you drill a hole here, or on the sides, and you pop your wires through, one with the 3.5 and the other one's for the ears. So you close, you close it like this, and now your wire is much shorter. You put that little dongle on, and you could just have it hanging on, high up on your shirt, clipped in. You can also use chapstick. You pretty much take the little dial out that makes the chapstick come out. You pop it out, and there's a hole that goes all the way through. You drill a hole to the cap. This one I cracked because I was doing it with a pen. But if you use a nice little drill, you drill through, and then you'll have this little part sticking out like that, and you'll have your earphones hanging out of one end like this, and it just shortens up the wire. It's cable management. We used to use this, and this is like you twine it around here, and you fit it through these little slots, and you make your wire shorter that way. So look forward to all the reviews. If you want more clarity, just leave a comment. Make sure you hit that like button, please. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you.